Hey everybody, this is Vince Miller. Thank you so much for joining me for some more time right here in God's Word. Our call out today goes to Dan Benac from Borne, Texas. He's a faithful listener, of course. Thanks, brother, and may God bless you in this new year. This is for you today, Nehemiah chapter 6, verses 6 through 7. It reads, "In the same way, Sanballat, for the 5th time, sent his servant to me with an open letter in his hand. It was written, 'It is reported among the nations,' and Geshem also says it, that you and the Jews intend to rebel. That is why you are building the wall. And according to these reports, you wish to become their king. And you have also set up prophets to proclaim concerning you in Jerusalem, quote, 'There is a king in Judah,' end quote. And now the king will hear of these reports. So now come and let us take counsel together." So today we are learning that Sanballat is not going to quit. He's going to persist. After 4 attempts to persuade Nehemiah to come out from behind the wall for a meeting, he attempts a 5th try. So what we have here is one very determined leader that meets up at an impasse with another very determined leader. But Sanballat scales it up in his 5th communication. He includes the false narrative that Nehemiah intends to rebel and establish himself as king. Now, this is one of those interesting components of being a believer. This moment right here captures it. Those who do not believe will be at times confused by our mission and what we stand for. They will take comments out of context, like, "There is a king in Judah," which is probably something that Nehemiah did say, but was referencing God, and they will take it out of context because they don't believe in God. Therefore, they're going to interpret our comments as self-interested because that's the lens through which they see all of life. They assume that everyone is only in it for themselves. Therefore, they will misinterpret this and turn it against us into fake news and false propaganda, which is something everyone is doing these days for some reason. These tactics are as old as mankind itself, and we should know them and know them well. Now, the hard part about this is it's compelling, isn't it? Fake news and a false narrative is very compelling. It sells. People buy into them all the time, and they do because everyone kind of has a little bit of a natural bias in certain areas of their life. For example, King Artaxerxes naturally believed that the people, his people, even among his own ranks, were always after him. And how do I know this? Well, he had a cupbearer who tasted all his food before he ate it. That, of course, was Nehemiah. Therefore, Sanballat plays right into Nehemiah's hand, and he plays into this idea of treasonous propaganda, knowing that Nehemiah would potentially be sensitive to this type of talk. He would sell himself on this fake news. He attacks him at his most vulnerable point, and many leaders would have caved at even a hint of suspicion of this, but not Nehemiah. And you'll have to tune in tomorrow to see exactly how he responds. But here's the application for today. As a believer, you're going to have moments when you are misunderstood or unfairly judged, by the way. Believers should expect this from all kinds of people, customers, supervisors, even in our homes with our spouses and children, and sometimes even with our close friends. If this happens because of your beliefs and biblical convictions, you got to make an effort to take a stand. Don't cower to fake news and false narratives in your life, and in some strange attempt try to appease wrong biases and avoid conflict altogether. Instead, stand on your godly convictions. Do that. Stay on the mission, but also check your motives at every turn. Ground yourself in prayer. Stay close to God's word, and then maintain your integrity and be resolute in all your interactions. Remember, as you take on one small event and take a small stand, you will have more that come before you. And the only way to fight fake news and false narratives is to remain faithful to the truth and integrate it deep into your lives so that there's no question about your motives and your mission. I love you guys. I pray this has blessed you. If it has, share it with someone else. And I'll see you right back here again.